Okay. Hi, good evening or morning, whenever you're able to view this, or afternoon. My name is Jackie Bryant. I'm the principal at Intellectual Virtues Academy, and I am joined by,
Hello, everyone. I'm Mikaele, the counselor here at IVA.
and we are presenting IVA's online bell schedule to you. And we want you to know that all of the decisions that we make, including our bell schedule, are based in IVA's mission and vision. And it's so valuable to us that I can't ignore it, and I need to read it any opportunity I get, because our goal is to foster meaningful growth in students' intellectual character virtues in a thoughtful, challenging, and supportive academic environment. Um, and we know that if we do that well, it will lead to our vision that we are able to equip students to engage the world with curiosity and thoughtfulness, to know themselves and to live well. And this is so important in a normal setting, and even more so in this time that we're going through with COVID and quarantine.
Mhm. And, for the families who don't already know, due to the regulations in the state of California, IVA is going to begin the school year completely online. And we're basically using this video as a means to provide information about that and then also present to you the online schedule for this fall.
So this will be a quick video, but we are going to give you opportunities to have question and answer with us. We'll present those dates at the end. In IVA's online learning in fall 2020, there's a couple of clarifications that we want to make. IVA is a charter school authorized by Long Beach Unified, but we are independent from Long Beach Unified. So where in Long Beach Unified, there are a couple different options that families are selecting, and that if you select those options, you may or may not have the teacher at your school. IVA students in every option will be taught by IVA teachers. We're really looking forward to each student having 6 classes assigned to them with 26 students in each class. It's a much smaller class size than what is the norm in the area. And that our student schedules, we're looking forward to those being released the week of August 24th.
And as for our families and the options that they have to select, every family will be enrolled into the online program. So there's really no other option to choose from. And that sort of speaks to the next point of the hybrid plan. IVA does have a hybrid plan prepared. And one thing that we're really trying to ensure is that we're very careful in making that transition. And before we even go to that point, we're going to consider and be very thorough about all the options and how that might impact our students. So yeah.
Especially as we think of our online plan and then our hybrid plan, they're going to be different schedules. So anytime we move to the hybrid plan, it will disrupt all of the schedules, possibly changing teachers. And that's part of what we get for having a small school and being personalized. And so we're not going to be making quick decisions. We're going to be very careful. In our online learning that we're implementing this spring or this fall, it is informed by the spring, and we have a lot of adjustments, including some really great technology features that support the use of thinking routines. And these are practices that we use in all of our classes to make sure that students are thinking well in community. So that includes things like the Zoom breakout option. Google has these Pear Deck. There's a lot of really cool technology that we've learned and we're looking forward to implementing. So our learning priorities are, and the schedule itself is guided by the California Department of Education requirement that secondary schools have 20 hours of instructional minutes per week. And this is through direct and independent learning. IVA is offering 28 hours. That is more than some, less than others. We're trying to find the just right amount of time, and we're looking at 2 different ways of offering that. One is in direct instruction. These are Zoom classes, blocks of class time that allow for deep understanding in a culture of thinking. And these are informed by trauma-informed practices, restorative justice practices, we have blocks of time which allow us a variety of approaches to content so that students can really understand it deeply. And something that we were lacking last spring is this time for inquiry thinking, time for students to ask questions, to have discussion with other students. We found that we were just presenting content and then hoping that students could interact outside of class. But because we're going to have longer classes, students will be able to receive differentiation, engagement, active engagement, discussion in a class setting.
And then the independent learning sections are a segment for the students. It's more so an opportunity for the students to practice the autonomy of working on the assignments that they have, that they've been assigned, or reaching out to teachers, emailing questions that they have. And I think the main thing that stands out to me in this bullet point is considering the whole child. We realized that in the spring, there was a lot of instruction, and it was very fast paced, and students rarely had time to set aside for themselves, and it may in some cases was overwhelming for families to try to navigate how to create time. So in a sense, we are providing these spaces of independent learning for the students to enact that autonomy for themselves in their schoolwork. So yeah.
Okay, so here it is, our online bell schedule. I'm going to explain Monday, and then I'm going to have Mr. Mikaele explain the rest of the week. On Mondays, we're going to have a day of mostly independent learning for students. I think maybe the hardest transition that everyone, myself included, is going to need to be prepared for is the start time. So all week long, classes are starting at 8:20 a.m. and we're taking attendance. On Mondays, that means we get 1 hour in this protected time for our advisory program. And I'm not going to talk about what our advisory program is here. There's more on our website, but this is some of the greatest protection for caring about the whole child, setting individual goals, and checking in on a much smaller level than in a class session, and protecting that curiosity. So we're meeting with students at the beginning of Monday, and then we're leaving them to do independent learning the rest of the day. So for your family, if that means you're able to go outside and be together, students have the flexibility to determine when to address their independent assignments. And for our staff, at the end of the day on Monday, we're holding our professional development, which is a priority for continued support of students.
So after Monday, students will have their classes scheduled Tuesday through Friday, and on each day they'll have 3 classes to attend. So I'm just going to use Tuesday as an example. So say Tuesday comes, their block 1 starts from 8:20 to 9:40. It's 80 minutes of instruction. And then after that, they have a 10-minute period to attend office hours for that class that they were just in. They then have a 20-minute break. They go to their next Zoom class at 10:20, again for another 80 minutes. They also have that office hour support right after that for that specific class again. They then have a 40-minute lunch and then come back at the end of the day for their last class, starting from 12:30 all the way to 1:50, and then the 10-minute office hours again. And then we gave an hour after that, the last class, for students to partake in the independent learning. So they have that entire time to either reach out to teachers, emails, and then work on any assignments that they may have had for that day. One thing I do want to share is that and Jackie, you can probably speak on this too, the 80-minute time block, I feel like that's such a sweet spot for the teachers. And it also, I think there might be a notion where people are saying that's all instruction, but I think the teachers are also using that and giving students time to read, and they'll give them moments to step away from the screen, all within that same time period. So it's not just 80 minutes straight. There's a lot of things that teachers are going to be doing during that time.
When our staff meets together every Monday, we meet for 2 hours, and it is a Zoom session, but there'll be 20-minute breaks where you go and read something, you write something, you come back, you discuss in small group, come back to the whole group. So much like class. We're really, really excited about what that block of time is going to allow our students and our teachers in the depth of understanding. Also, we're super excited about the idea that after each class, students get time just to check in and ask questions, clarify what their assignments are. And these are like independent assignments that are assigned during the week that can be worked on Monday or can be worked on after the end of the day. So we're really excited about this schedule, but we imagine that you have questions, and we're also really excited about your questions. We want you to ask all of the questions that you have, and we have 2 different days set up for that. If you're not able to join, you are welcome to email your questions into info@ivalongbeach.org, and we'll bring all those questions. We won't be able to answer them all, but we'll bring all those questions to these meetings. We'll record those meetings or send a summary to the rest of our families for those not able to attend. Anything else, Mr. Mikaele?
I think that sums it up, Jackie Bryant. Yeah.
Everything that we do as a school and as educators is for the long-term formative development of our students and of ourselves. And I love our tagline for our school, our motto, which is to learn and live well. And we hope that you can see some of the value in the schedule that we've created for that in this fall as we go into online learning with our students. We hope you have a great day. Don't know how to stop recording.